Welcome to New Meta episode 63, the final episode before Outlanders. At this time of year, all the children across the towns and cities of the world count down how many sleeps it is until the big event, and of course we're talking about the major post-TI patch, rather than any festive Christian calendar events that you might otherwise be thinking. Adam, welcome to the pod. You must be excited for Outlanders. I certainly am. We've got a weird, rambling, strange, topicless episode in the meantime, though. But welcome nonetheless.
Thank you. Yeah, hard to come up with any concrete topics when the game's going to be turned on its head in 3 days.
Yeah, meta-analysis just wouldn't really cut it. I mean, yeah, it'd be a bit of
Hopefully
a weird
3
one.
days.
Yeah. You saying that reminds me that we kind of hope it comes out on Sunday, because we might do like a patch reaction review pod on Sunday evening, maybe. Although it could definitely come out on Monday. I wonder if Valve will release a patch on the weekend. I feel like they have in the past, even though you think that they wouldn't, because they wouldn't be in the office.
Yeah.
I don't know
with China being a day ahead for the Major 2. I know they're going to roll it out like right after the Major's over. Probably not. I figured it'd be the next day. Probably Monday.
Right. I know that for the smaller patches, they do roll those out right after the patch. Right after the tournament, rather, because I know when I went to Dream League in Stockholm, we read the new patch notes as we were walking home from the
That's right.
arena, so who knows, but Outlanders obviously is like a big one, so they might do it the next day, yeah. I'm not sure. Might be easy for them to roll out on a Monday if they're all in or whatever, I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, how have your games been in the last week? How was the end of this strange end of patch time? How's it been treating you?
I was winning a lot. I was playing a lot of Drow. It's pretty fun. Trying to get gold tier. I'm like one or two games away of gold tier Drow, so that's fun. Went through a big loss streak, but they weren't ranked games, so it was all cool. And rank's going pretty well. I did have a weird game though, so the other team had all immortals, like a 1.2k, 1k, 900, 675, and a 394. And then we had 1.7k, 430, 490, rank 167, and then Divine 3 me. And I'm like, why am I in this game?
Damn, what was that? A solo ranked game?
Yeah, solo ranked game.
Quite too easy.
We won. It was a stomp, but it was like, I don't know why I'm in this game right now.
Yeah, it's fun when
also, it was a plus
high.
20, plus 23, so it wasn't even like unbalanced.
Yeah,
because we did have a rank 167. So
yeah, fair enough. My games have been kind of a mix. Did have a fun one today. I played a OD, and there was, honestly, it's so weird. There was a guy in my game, in this OD game. He's actually like Gainsworth's twin, Gainsworth from the Discord. UK offlane player, Divine 2, which I'm pretty sure is the same as well, sounded exactly the same. This guy's called Weddy. I don't know, I feel like everyone seems to know everyone in UK Dota somehow. The people on the Discord seem to anyway. But anyway, and then I played with him and he invited me to a party after, and then we party stacked and I got another back-to-back OD wins, which is remarkable because sometimes OD's not the most agreeable hero for me, but that was very fun. Although, kind of grim, we're against Invoker Tide and Void, so the game went 50 minutes, and sort of past 40 minutes, Ravage plus Chrono plus Cataclysm, and the Invoker had Refresher, so it's like double Cataclysm. It just literally just one-shots everyone. It's so grim. Yeah. Trying to play against that, so I had to build an Aeon disc and save some people with Astral, and then it was all good. But yeah, that's pretty much how my games have been going. I was on a 4 loss streak in solo ranked, but now I'm on a 3 win streak, so Yeah, pretty much not going anywhere in a hurry. So good stuff. Looking forward to the patch.
Just gotta wait till you, roll off your patented stand 10-game win streaks.
Exactly, yeah. That's what we're waiting for. And it's on 3, so, it's a good chance that this is the patented mega win. And I can just fly into some Void Spirit on the new patch. When Mars was released, we all know we played party together and we were all spam clicking to click on Mars, and I spam clicked him successfully 2 games in a row. Marco will remember well the my first Mars game that I just played him in solo ranked where I didn't even knew what the hero did. Yeah. One of the easiest minus 25s of my life, that game.
I feel like you didn't even go into the lobby.
Yeah, I just went solo ranked.
Absolute catastrophe.
Yeah, that was good times. Yeah, we'll have to see how this Void Spirit hero is, because I don't think Snapfire is going to be a core, which basically puts her out of my reach automatically.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I should be able to snag it, right? If we have the 2 new heroes, everyone's going to go for the Force Spirit. So
probably, yeah.
I'll take the Cookie Grandma.
Yeah.
It's going to be sad if Void Spirit isn't a position 1 carry, and he's just it's like some position 6 specialist. That'll be pretty fucking lame.
I think he'll be a mid, because he clearly teleports through. He's got like a portal gun thing going on.
Portal gun, that would be class.
Yeah, he definitely paints. Well, I don't want to say paints because he's not like Grimstroke. Actually, I suppose he's a bit like Grimstroke. Well, he goes through that. He paints a little circle thing and then just climbs through it and teleports somewhere else.
All you have is like 5 seconds of one video to pull from.
Yeah, that's enough to know with certainty that he's a mid player. High mobility. There you go. I'm confident.
It'd probably just be a utility, I would think. Probably more in line with Earth Spirit than Ember or Storm.
I would really like a boring position 1 that has like 2 spells and just hits creep. I'd love that.
Yeah,
all these new heroes are too flashy. You just give us a creep farmer.
Yeah, but how? Like, what passive do you come up with to make
passive? Could be pretty imaginative though, even though it's a passive.
Well, that's what like a core. Yeah, like a hard farmer usually has like some type of passive.
Yeah.
Marco wants a passive where every time you successfully last hit a creep, you get like a charge, and then that charge, when you activate it, adds to your damage or something. Some sort of reward for successfully CSing
League.
I would
League of Legends now.
Is that a thing?
Sounds like it.
I mean, I would say rather than the charges give you attack damage, I'd be happy for the charges just to accumulate into a big noise and just blow the noise off all game.
Yeah.
Okay, how about a passive where every time you get a successful last hit, you build up charges and you get more gold.
Wow, that sounds like a great feature. That sounds like a smart thing to have in the game. Hero that generates gold more than the others. That seems good. CSing creeps though, Marco will be proud of me in my last few games. I've actually been hitting creeps really well. Yeah. Been using my right clicks to kill them before, at the last second, so I get gold from them. And it's been helping me get items really, really fast, like faster than usual. And then I'm having a higher impact because I'm able to hit the creeps at the end properly.
Those items.
506 GPM OD. Are you sure you're hitting the creeps, sir?
I think that's an improvement.
Did lane against an immortal in solo ranked and won. That was a pog. Sniper, this hero is actually so good. I don't know why it's bad. I never think to pick it, and then every time I pick it, it's like a free game.
You just got to pick it when it is a free game. Otherwise, it's really tough.
Yeah, I think that is it. It was against like Drow, OD, Lesh cores, so it's a pretty good sniper game.
As long as you don't get Blink Astral or Blink Eels by Lesh, you probably are okay.
Yeah, Blink Astral's quite grim. I built an Aeon disc in the end, so I couldn't get blown with Blink Hex from OD. But that was just a simple game. We're very far ahead.
What about your Ursa, Stan?
Oh my goodness, that was like the worst game of all time. Holy smokes. That game is actually so grim.
Yeah.
Oof. One of the lowest impacts. I don't know how I have...
that was my Zeus 5 game. That was so bad. Zeus Ursa lane, so bad.
Zeus Ursa lane's actually so bad. Oh my goodness. Maybe if I'd started with an Orb of Venom, it would have been okay. Or like a lot better anyway.
If I had just played a standard hero like Shadow Shaman or Crystal Maiden, we'd probably own. But I'm just some dumb god.
Zeus is okay as a 5, but not with a hero like Ursa, because Ursa just needs any kind of stun or slow, and then it's kills for days. But when we're laning against Bounty Hunter Pudge, especially Bounty, he would just come up, hit us with Janada, and run off, and there's nothing. We've got no counterplay because we've got no slow or stun. Maybe I needed to get a value point in Q early, but it just feels grim. I'm actually going to get my Q at like level 3.
I think you roll swap, make Zeus the 1, get an Ursa that maxes Aftershock for the disable.
Maybe. I mean, to be fair, probably would have been better than what we did. This game is so bad.
Do you remember that time you didn't kill a hero because you didn't press Q?
Oh, yeah, that was bad as well. Yeah,
we were just out of the game at that point. We were just, this is over.
Yeah, well, I was like, oh my god, he's on 1 HP, like, oh, and then you pinged,
like waddles away.
You pinged that I hadn't used, whatever it's called, Earthshock, and I was like, yeah, that's my bad, boys. Sorry, didn't use the spell. I gave Ursa, like, credit for being an underrated hero, and then I just ripped off one of the worst Ursa games of all time to back it up from the pod, so. Marco, I would ask how your games have been, but I know you've been in transit this week, so.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to play much, but I mean, I feel like most of the Dotaverse is in transit, waiting and not really playing at the moment anyway. So you're certainly not alone.
Yeah, it's on the not internet, moving into a new flat and all that. I expected on the weekend to move in and have internet. It's hyper optic. Had the socket already installed. Like, this is just going to be plug it in. We're good to go, but unsurprisingly, there's issues, and that pushed it back to like Wednesday or Thursday. And I just struggled to find the time. I watched E.G. Vici Gaming on YouTube. I think that was an upper bracket final, or
upper bracket semi-final.
Upper bracket semi-final. And that was some crazy Dota. I was thinking, I don't know if this is just because I've not been watching and playing recently, but watching the games, they had more than 1 kill a minute. It was just madness, carnage, and it was just the highlights I was watching, but just the skill on show, it made me reflect just, well, if you think back to what those TIs when there's like 1 kill every 2 minutes even, and it's all really slow paced, and then you compare it to what players are achieving now at the highest level. I was tearing up in the coffee shop, just like, this is beautiful. It was like, it felt so good, high quality, and just amazing Dota on display in that game, the EGVG. So made me really want to see more of the major. I don't know if you two have seen any. I'd be interested to hear.
I've seen a fair bit, I'd say.
Is there anything interesting going on, or is it stale?
I don't think it is stale. I think there's a lot going on. That there's the TI. Some of the strats that were broken at TI are still being picked, but because of the mini patches after, they're not as broken. And there's also a lot of new stuff and experimental stuff as well. Things like Night Stalker carry, obviously Lesh position 1, Gyro, which wasn't a thing at TI, but now is like a big thing in loads of games. Then there's like the Auk Chen, which is obviously the OP TI combo.
Classic.
Kotl is a broken hero now, what was unpicked at TI. Like Jug Mag is still being picked, obviously still really strong.
It's funny how
Mag as well.
Did all the little Kotl buffs come after TI, or was it only one of the buffs or something? Because Kotl's been getting all these incremental buffs through 7.22. I just wonder whether they all were in place when TI was on. I feel like it's
they weren't.
They weren't. But now
they made Will-O-Wisp. They buffed Will-O-Wisp to be. They've buffed it twice to have a bigger radius since TI or something like that, or like longer suck, more distance on the suck in or something.
Yeah. So it has a few.
Yeah.
When I've seen that in game now, it looks silly good. Just how big it is.
Silly broken.
Grabbing everyone.
I hate it.
Yeah. Kotl's an insane hero right now. It's actually a joke. The Lantern and the Blinding Light are just insane spells. Particularly the Lantern, obviously. That's one that's going for sure. Or like, it's going to be nerfed a lot.
When you say Lantern,
Will-O-Wisp. The hero's got to be changed, surely.
I mean, it's probably just get tweaked down a little bit. It's cool. It's got really cool spells. What it can do. Blinding Light's a really cool spell. Any spell that can move heroes is cool. Pushing them back,
but it blinds you, so you can't hit the ball, man.
what synergy that is. Ice Frog, what a god. So smart.
Chakra Magic's also a good spell as well. So nice when you get Chakra Magic when you've got no mana. Oh, beautiful. I do think Kotter will be changed though, because this hero shouldn't have whatever its pick rate is, like 30% or something insane at Immortal. And it's too good. The win rate's too good, and it's just not acceptable. It's unacceptable. But yeah, and also like Ember, Voids are both big heroes. It feels like there's a lot of variety to me, at least. Razor's got like unbeaten at the tournament somehow. It's like 8-0 or something.
That's my kind of hero.
Yeah. Speaking of patch, I feel like spend a bit of time, given this is like a we don't have much better to talk about. What heroes do you think, or do you hope, or do you expect to be hammered or mega buffed? I'm trying to work out what the next OS Frog hero will be, or what the next dumpster tier hero will be. I don't know if you've got any thoughts on Frog's top priority of the patch or something, or will it just be so up in the air and weird that it's not even a matter of nerfs and stuff? It's just like half the heroes are being reworked, so it's like not even a thing. Nerfs don't exist.
I don't think so. So this is like the big patch. So the map's going to change. That'll be big. It's hard to say. I don't know. I don't want to guess if they're going to add like a new mechanic, right? They're going to add like shrines. Like that was huge when they added shrines. And
what, you think they will add something equally big?
It's hard to imagine something like that. So if we're just imagining some map changes and then hero changes with maybe some like reworks on some less picked or different heroes. I mean, I think Coddle gets dumpstered. I think Mirana, as much as it pains me because I don't play it, but it's one of my favorite heroes. I think she gets touched up really hard. Yeah. And Void, I think I said last week, maybe he just falls off because he's not that good in the patch, but he probably gets something too. I think those are the big.
Do you think Morphling, Ags?
Oh, Ags or Morphling, yeah, something about
how is that combo addressed? I wonder what angle they'll go through it, because I feel like Earthshaker's just been really good for forever.
I feel like you should be able to stun Earthshaker
when he's jumping.
Yeah, and it just drops him down. It seems kind of...
It's harsh because that shafts Shaker more than it shafts Morphling. I think Shaker would get disappear.
The Shaker thing is what's broken, not the...
I know, but Shaker's not broken. It's just the synergy with Morph.
I think the Shaker thing is broken, though.
Well, but Shaker on its own is not... No one's ever said Shaker's broken because his Ags is so...
Malcolm, I mean, Adam does.
I mean, is that common opinion? I swear that you're the only person in the universe that thinks that.
No, I think that, I mean, okay.
Maybe
the only thing that makes it fair is that it's a 4,200 gold item that a slow farmer has to farm. That's the only thing that makes it, reasonable, because the ability in a vacuum is gross. It's so gross.
Yeah, that's what makes it so broken on Morph, is that Morph just farms it way faster than Earthshaker.
Yeah.
So he just gets it so
Morph,
early.
It's broke.
Yeah, with Morph it's broke, that's for sure.
Because he also gets the cast range, right, and cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe address those things. If Earthshaker with Anaghanims was broken, we'd see more than just Boxy play it, is my point.
Yeah, I mean, Earthshaker statistically is not broken. When you consider the Ags upgrade in a vacuum, yeah, maybe, but then anything in a vacuum is broken. It's like some of these other supports. Lion Ags is kind of broken, but then getting an Ags on... You can't just throw
broken around anything.
Well, no, I'm saying in a vacuum, like...
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll just say it's broken in the fact that a stun should stop him midair.
Yeah, it's like with Timbersaw. He used to not get stopped.
Timber Chain. Like, yeah, it's just like, I don't think that's fair. That's hard to say. I don't want to say fair. I think you could add that and it wouldn't stop people from picking Earthshaker or building the item. But I think it is a decent nerf to keep it in line with how I think it should be.
Yeah. I do think that regardless of whether or not they change that aspect of Earthshaker Ags, they will have to change Morphling Ags. in some way, because it's just too weird, and it's just too weird. I don't know.
Well, it is weird because you if you have in the pro scene or on your team, you're as the Earthshaker asked to go enchant totem as a support. So it's like I'm making either a support has like some suboptimal build because it's giga good with this core. It's weird. It's
definitely weird, and it's also not a good situation, just balance-wise and game design-wise, when there's a hero, Morphling, that's insanely broken with an Earthshaker and unpickable when an Earthshaker is not in the game. Like, that's basically the state of Morph in the pro scene. They ban Earthshaker first phase, and Morph will never even be considered. So, I mean, they need to change Morph, maybe take out the Earthshaker gimmickry and then buff him elsewhere, because I don't feel like Morph's that good at the moment. You don't see him that often. I feel like I don't see him.
It's too hard early. They changed the stat shifting time at early levels, and then remember the days when you could attribute shift while stunned?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was actually I can't believe that was in the game.
You were just in a chrono and you're like, okay. Press the F button, I live. It's really gross. But then the thing was that you were building silence, right? That was how you used to do it. I guess that's still kind of how you do it, but it's I don't know. Was there a time where it cost mana? I don't think there was a time when it cost mana.
That attribute shift.
Yeah, silence was better against.
It used to cost mana, didn't it? I'm sure. They had that for a bit. I'm sure they had
I feel like mana burning a morph did used to be a thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
That he couldn't morph as much.
I think they added it in and then took it out again. He's
gone through a lot of changes.
Yeah, I mean, his ult used to be completely different. I mean, his ult used to be Replicate or whatever.
That was a fun one, and it really only got used for boosted travel.
I still don't understand how that worked. You made a replica of yourself, and it went anywhere, and it lasted for a minute, and you could turn into that one or something?
You made a replica of an enemy or a teammate. It's just a tanky illusion.
But then you could, morph into it, so you could travel across the map.
And it had a timer over it, said just counting down for how long it lived. So a lot of the time, you would throw that illusion into the opposite side of the map. You'd farm up a bunch bottom, and then they would come towards you, and you just replicate across the map to the other thing, and then shove out that wave. That was really all it was. Maybe sometimes you would take a enemy AM illusion and try and mana burn some people with it, but it wasn't like you had this sick illusion that did a whole lot.
Yeah, it was never offensive. It was defensive sometimes, but most often this movement utility, like a little teleport.
Interesting. Yeah.
A hero,
so he was a super hard farmer, split pusher.
Yeah. A hero I think would be pretty cool because it's such an iconic hero, particularly Dota 1 days, and is in a rough state right now, and is just a cool hero. Shadow Fiend rework somewhat to make this guy relevant again.
I feel like he's beyond. You can't rework SF. It's too iconic.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's too hard. It's like.
But what about merge? Similar to how Necro used to have had a couple spells merged.
You're gonna merge Necromastery with Raise or something.
Yeah, something like this, or even the passive and the Necromancery, free up half a spell to get some additional power to the hero to make it something relevant.
You could put both his passives in one. I mean, Ice Frog does like getting rid of passives. Heroes that have lots of passives, it's like Wraith King. They turn that Mortal Strike into an active. I could definitely see them adding an active to one of the passives or something like that.
Shadow Fiend presses his Presence of the Dark Lord and he gets multi-shot on his right click or something. I don't know.
Yikes.
Changing the passive to an active passive would be cool. That could happen.
I mean, he kind of showed up again when they made Ray's debuff stack kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You got more damage for chaining them, and that kind of brought him back for a bit. I still see him, but it's mostly Smurf people, right? That are just taking over the game.
Yeah, he's not a good hero, honestly. He's pretty bad. Mid. The problem with SF that I always feel is he's too... I mean, he's a funny hero because people traditionally think of him as this strong laner, but then in reality, I don't think he punishes lanes very well. It's like, if you don't get triple raised, you can basically just pick any hero and like you'll farm kind of well. There's not many heroes that. I mean,
he's meant to deny everything. When
I was going to say, if you don't have a mechanic to get creeps, to last hit creeps, it's kind of hard. But you can
he's got the strongest 15 to 25 spike. If he doesn't die, I think he's the hero that gets punished the most by dying. Yeah,
that's definitely a true point.
But then, full souls SF. 12 minutes in, hitting for 210 with magic damage. I don't know, it's
hard to make him work in going into the... I mean, this is completely biased from my perspective, and you guys know how my SF usually works out, but I always struggle to have an impact beyond 15 minutes. After that, there's other heroes that just seem stronger. It's like you can go Blink Yules, BKB, and it's like you don't have scaling damage.
And it's dead easy to just get one item and BKB, now your whole kit is just nothing. Like a Yules, a BKB, a Force Staff, Glimmer even, you can just nullify.
Or you go for a right-click build and you need BKB, or else you just too squishy. So then you're suddenly you're going Pike BKB, kind of grim, or you're going Deso BKB, or you're never going to have a game where you're able to go, get 2 offensive items in a row. You're never going to have a game where you can go Maelstrom, whatever, some other Maelstrom Butter or something, or Maelstrom Manta even. It's feels like you're just going to die if you try and do that. Maybe the answer is Greaves, honestly. Maybe the answer is just cooldown reduction Greaves SF.
Yeah, I mean, that was really common at one point in the Greaves SF, right?
Definitely, yeah. For sure. SF's a hero I could see coming in.
Greaves on an SF is boring, though. Yamato
I like Deso.
Was not thinking about building a mech when he was playing Shadow.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
I like the Deso presence affects towers, and then you just try and, end.
He can be a decent right-clicker with Deso minus armor talents. If you get, I think you do need a Dragon Lance to get that attack range, so you're not as vulnerable in fights. But then, like Stan says, it's pretty hard to skip BKB, so that's very expensive.
If you don't want to be like Dragonlance, Yasha, Deso, BKB, that type of thing.
It's cool and it's fun and it's nice to hit hard, but like Stan says, there are probably a lot of heroes that can do the job better. It's just
who else gets punished by dying like he does?
Bloodstone.
Does anybody that's not really a thing anymore because they nerfed them out, or they made it better. You don't lose as many.
Less punishing.
Yeah. He's definitely you could definitely say he's the most punished hero for dying, in terms of just because of the way Necromastery works. If you die and buy back on an SF, you're so useless. He's got one of the worst buybacks in the game. Other than TB when he doesn't have meta, that's obviously another really bad buyback.
Yeah, I don't know if there's another charge-based hero that loses on death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another hero I'd like to see come in that's in a bad place is Troll, because I actually quite like Troll as a carry. I never really play him, but there's something about him that I just like his kit and I just like the way he works.
I think his ult needs to get changed. The fact that you just become uncontrollable is too easy to punish and too easy to control, kite, etc. It is funny though, he was quite popular a little while, maybe a year back or a bit under a year back. I feel like he used to be one of these common position ones, but then it felt like everyone started figuring out, oh wait, when he ults, we just play around.
I feel didn't we see the death of Troll firsthand? We went to see a tournament, one of these tournaments that we've been to. Troll was being picked up a lot, and then throughout the tournament it had a 20% win rate or something.
Yeah,
and by the end of it was never picked, and we haven't seen it since.
I feel like there could have been the Stockholm tournament, maybe. I do feel
100% sure.
Yeah, I do feel like I can remember that as well. It is a simple solution. Someone aims for a halberd for the mid game, i.e. Troll looks to farm until the mid game, and then boom stuff up. But one hero just builds a halberd or you build 4 staffs, and it is pretty simple to play around.
For sure. And it's like you said, being uncontrollable in top games, that's just
it's not good enough.
It's not good enough. Yeah. If you're not literally hitting a hero that stood still, being fiend script or something, it's probably going to put you in a difficult situation.
Maybe they can just give him maybe not as much attack speed, but give control. That just used to be Troll's ult anyway, where you use it and you get loads of attack speed.
He also gets lifesteal now.
Yeah,
I'm sure he used to get. Did he not used to get lifesteals? It was purely attack speed. Okay.
Well, it was everyone got attack speed. The team.
Oh yeah,
and they changed it to just him. Yeah, you don't remember you'd get sieged and they would pop battle trance, and that's when you would save your glyph. But then you would mess it up, and then your whole building, your whole base dies. Feels bad.
I don't know when or why they added this uncontrollable factor.
It's because he can't. They added it in.
He's that mad
because he can't die. Yeah, he's too mad to die.
Can't die when you use it. But even then, it's like you just stun him, run away.
Yeah, anything. You just astral him, sleep him.
Plus, there's that bug with Roche and his ult, which is a big feels bad.
What's that?
You don't have hit it or something.
Well, he'll pop you if you pop ult and don't. Don't quote me. I think if you pop ult and haven't hit Roche yet, you will not get the lifesteal on Roche. But if you've been hitting Roche and you pop the ult, you will get the lifesteal and you'll go up to full.
Yeah,
because you have that much lifesteal. So that's a game breaking bug.
Something painful with the troll ult is if you use it, you won't hit the Phoenix Egg because it's just a unit rather than an enemy hero.
Because that used to be a thing. Troll used to counter Phoenix quite nicely. Especially when everyone on the team got attack speed. You just used it to kill eggs straight away.
I remember being stood next to an egg being like, all right, this guy's going down, slam the R button and then just run away from the egg and get stunned or something and die.
Yeah.
Yeah, Troll's quite cool.
Troll's one of those heroes that is the next OS Frog hero, because the next OS Frog hero, and by that I mean the next stupidly broken pub stomp hero, it's got to be a hero that's somewhat easy to play and that a lot of people would pick up and is not strong, i.e. in line for a big buff or rework or something.
Yeah, Troll.
He was that at one time, though.
It's funny, though, he was, yeah.
Yeah. Back in the ho-ho-ha-ha sniper meta, the other hero was Troll. It was Sniper Troll. That's what
made Troll so good, that meta?
Well, the thing that they took away that dumpstered him was they took his whirling axis used to give vision. So
True
just just vision. Now they don't you'd be chasing someone in the trees and then you'd pop your
I see.
And you could see them. But now they don't do that. And then he's got, changed since then,
and he used to bash as well. Now he just roots.
Yeah, that was true. The bash I like the bash more.
Yeah, come on, this guy's he's equipped with skull bashers and he's going mad. And then he somehow nets.
Although now you can build Basher.
The net makes no sense. I don't know. You're hitting
the
someone
noise,
and just a
the
net
noise
appears
is so
over them.
sad.
It's so weird, yeah.
He's got a little gremlin in his pocket building rope to net someone.
Yeah.
You just hear this little gust of wind. Whoop.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope Clinks doesn't get buffed, and I hope Invoker doesn't get buffed. They're the two that I don't want to see. I'm so sick of Invoker. He's in every one of my games ever in the world. I just can't be bothered with this hero anymore. He hits for 1 million damage with Exhort, and if you're good at Invoker, I feel like you can just pick it in every game and it's fine. Nothing counters Invoker anymore.
Marco, did you see my suggested hero change to Invoker? In the Discord? I said,
remind me?
I wanted him to be removed from the game for pressing ceremonial reasons. Like Wraith King or Skeleton King rip, and then he gets brought back as Inbroker, who is just Invoker, but he does not have Quas.
Balanced.
So you can only play Wex Exhort.
That would be good. I'd be so down for that.
Yeah.
Force every player when they load in with Invoker that they're forced into rolling a dice to randomly decide what kind of Invoker build they play, just to give them some torment, so they can't have their way.
I like that.
TA Templar Assassin's meant to be good against Invoker in lane. It's meant to be this counter hero. And then I play it, and I just don't understand how it is.
TA is also meant to have a greater than 35% win rate. Meant to be around 50.
I mean, I'd bite your hand off for 35, to be honest. I'm on a 5-game slide over here. 35? Boasting. My teammates can't play around my TA, my immortal level TA. Adam, I was 18-1 on TA the other day. I was just like, honestly, and it was against the last pick Huskar mid. So think about that. Yeah. How heroic this performance was. 18-1 TA. I had a carry Pango that was like feeding or whatever, and basically ended up losing. It was like one of the most crushing losses of all time because TA, the haters. I have somewhat thick skin, but the haters, I just feel like I need to get a TA win to silence the haters, the people that are saying that it should have above 30% win rate. And when I couldn't do it, and I felt like it was so justified, that was sad times.
Feels bad.
Yeah, that was a major feels bad. To be fair, actually, on the flip side though, I actually won a solo ranked game with Kunkka, which is kind of remarkable because I never play Kunkka, and that was against an Invoker. Because Kunkka's another one that's I think genuinely is really good against Invoker.
He's very good against Invoker.
Because you can't really forge Spirit because I've got my big cleave, so and obviously denying creeps doesn't really matter when you've got this huge Tidebringer. You get level 2 Tidebringer and a Bracer. It's like you prep the range creep once and you just kill it, and as soon as you get 2 Bracers, you just one-shot it. So Kunkka is legitimately really good against Invoker. I just never play Kunkka.
He just doesn't care unless it's like a Quas Wex with a Spirit Vessel or something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's like boat buff, way too strong. And
X-Mark's too good
in
against
lane,
him,
damage way too high. And then what you said, he's got 1,200 HP at minute 6 or something. So
yeah. Kunkka's an excellent hero.
Well, selfishly, I want Nature's Prophet and Lone Druid to be buffed, so I get more Admiral Bulldog content to watch.
Yeah, they need some big buffs, and then
Lone Druid totally needs buffs. That's like a bottom 5 hero for sure.
It's annoying
that I would ever play it.
Lone Druid, I agree he needs buffs, but the annoying thing about him is if Lone Druid's good, it just means that the 1 in 50 games where you come up against a Lone Druid spammer and you have no idea how the hero works or anything, and then you just get crushed because you haven't played against Lone Druid for 50 games. That already happens, and if Lone Druid's even stronger, it's going to happen.
You gotta take your lumps.
But then at the same time, maybe it tips into he turns up enough that I actually work out what the hero does and how to play against it. Because at the moment I have no clue, and it takes me half the game to realise how the hero works, how to counter and stuff.
Yeah, it takes you half the game to realise the Spirit Bird isn't just a cosmetic, and it's like, oh wait, this is hitting me.
Yeah, it's not Armadillo. It's not the Armadillo bloke. It follows around.
It's not Crystal Maiden's dog? What?
Yes, it's dog, yeah.
Well, this says on Dota Buff, the 5 least popular heroes are Death Prophet, Elder Titan, Lone Druid, Darkseer, and Medusa.
Oh, Deuces. Snoring.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind the Deucer buff. Because I've got enough shards to buy the golden Deucer set, so
that sounds cool.
Yeah. Although to be fair, my history of Deucer is not the best. Considering that I watched a Gork Deucer game, and then I played a bot match against easy bots, and I had a 2k less net worth than Gork for 10 minutes. So that was pretty rough. What was the hero I had in mind there? Oh yeah, Death Prophet. Again, I'm just thinking of mids, but Death Prophet's such a grim hero. I feel like it's good, at least in pubs. It's funny because the win rate's really bad and the popularity's really low, but it's so tanky and it's so punishing to play against. If you're in a team fight against DP and you mess up, if it's a messy fight, i.e. you don't, say, blow a support on the back line, and it's sort of a weird half-failed initiation, the fight's going a bit long, which is quite common in pubs. You're not necessarily going to get these really nicely executed fights. In those situations, Death Prophet just outputs so much damage with Exorcism and with the Siphons, and is so tanky.
And the Ags.
I'm just surprised. Yeah, and the Ags, yeah.
I mean, that's a top-tier Ags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yet...
It's a core item. Yeah, I'm just surprised that it doesn't do more, because when I come up against Death Prophet sometimes, I feel like it's... Even when the Death Prophet gets crushed at the start of the game, just feels remarkably hard to play against oftentimes. So I don't know. Funny old hero, DP for sure. I wouldn't mind learning Death Prophet at some point.
Oh man, I don't think it would. I think this hero's way too boring. She's so slow. Ult's got such a long cooldown. Ugh.
Yeah,
if the fight is on your terms, you've got like 3 ciphers going off, and you're used in the sky, and your ghosts are doing crazy damage, and your team's disabling people for you. She can be on machine, but I do think she's too easy to just let's just play against the rest of their team and ignore the Krob. Never let the Krob be at our door with her ult. Wait out the ult. She's too dull for me. She's interesting how she's changed quite a bit over the years, I feel. Like, the Siphon spell was quite a cool addition. Made her a bit more active. It used to just be a passive, I believe, instead of the Siphon. She had a silence, the Carrion Swarm, and then I think it was a passive that just buffed those two spells.
It's called Witchcraft.
Yeah.
It would it would give bonus move speed percentage and lowered cooldown on your spells. And that's why Ice Frog gets rid of spells like that, because it was just a nothing.
Yeah, it's a pretty empty spell.
I mean, you would still skill it because it was good over the AoE silence, but still, it didn't feel like really cool, and it got replaced with Spirit Siphon. And then Razor had the same type of spell. Like Unstable Current was
speed.
like a bonus move speed. Yeah, so they just got rid of that too and gave him something actually useful.
He still gets move speed from it, right? But he just gets that weird proc passive thing that also like purges debuffs on himself or something bizarre.
It purges debuffs?
Yeah, it purges debuffs.
Well, no, that it used to.
Oh, it doesn't anymore?
Now it does damage in an AoE.
Oh, it doesn't purge debuffs anymore?
It used to purge buffs, right? From the enemy if they got hit.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice,
yeah, now it just does damage and you just like farm with it. But that's still way better than just, I get 3% movement speed for this skill point where somebody else gets 150 more damage. Or
changed. It's really similar change to Viper adding in the Nether Toxin spell rather than it just being another passive, which he used to have about 3 or whatever. It turned both of the heroes from crazy hardcore lane dominators. Now they both are like hard farmers almost. They both have these crazy farming spells.
Man, Shadow King's ready for it.
Yeah. I wonder... Well, 2 heroes that are close to my heart that I really wonder how they'll be changed. The first one is Viper, because the hero's good in pubs, but not amazing in pros. And then OD, which is really good in pros and really bad in pubs. So I think Ice Frog just patches based on the pros, primarily, because that is kind of the pinnacle of the balance. But it's funny because OD has kind of a bad win rate, I think. Maybe in Divine Plus it's okay, but I'm sure at the highest level of Dota, this hero is considered OP as anything, Outworld Devourer. So I think they'll probably change something about OD. Maybe they'll touch up Sanity's Eclipse or something.
Question for Stan, do you remember the original meaning of OD?
Which one?
The first? Well...
Obsidian Destroyer or something.
That's what I was thinking of. That's pretty good.
Thanks, man.
Was there another one before that?
I
don't think so.
Outworld Destroyer too, right?
Outworld is definitely after.
Well, I'm saying like he's had 3 or 4 names.
Yeah.
3 or 4 ODs. It was some combination of Devourer, Destroyer, or
Outworld,
Obsidian, Outworld. Like they just trying to stay away from those copyrights.
Windrunner, rest in peace.
Yeah,
it's so weird. OD's got a 50.1% win rate in Divine Plus. Falls to 48%. This is going ancient lower. 48%, 46%, 45, 44. So low win rates across the board, just above average in Divine Plus. And yet, I'm sure people just constantly complain that this hero is like broken as anything. And when I watch pros play OD, it just looks like the hero's stupid. Like
Bulldog hates it. He thinks it's like super broken.
Yeah, so do all the streamers. All the streamers complain about OD all the time. And
you watch it old.
Yeah, you watch from the whatever it is. I don't know how you pronounce the major, but the China major. I watched a TNC Predator game where Armel was playing OD. They get this initiation on him, and OD survives on like 10 HP, astrals himself, whatever. He comes out of astral ults, like one-shots 3 heroes, and it's like, okay, this hero's kind of a joke. So I think the ult is too... I don't want to say gimmicky, but it does look like that when you do...
It's just like this instant cast AoE Lion ult.
Yeah.
Even more so.
It's one of those where if you have the int differential, if you have the buff, obviously, it is kind of the strongest spell in the entire game in that situation, because you will just one-shot heroes and there's like actually nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, and that, I guess the Sanity's Eclipse multiplier talent at 20.
Yeah, although I took strength in a game today because I was against 3 int heroes, so I was like, Sanity's isn't going to do that much. So, but yeah, almost always take that Sanity's talent for sure.
Man, it was so much. I mean, like when back in my day, Astral used to be the thing that stole the int, not the Q.
Oh yeah,
13 mana boy or whatever.
Yeah, 13 mana boy. That's a classic video. I'm glad you've seen it.
Yeah,
Puppy when he used to stream.
Yeah. What was I going to say again? I was going to say something about OD. Can't quite remember. Oh well. Oh yeah, that was it. OD was not so long ago, he was the absolute dumpster worst win rate in Dota ever.
Yeah.
I remember that. I think we talked about that on the pod.
Yeah.
So it was within the last year. But OD, there was some patch. I can't remember what they changed. Oh, it was the Equilibrium patch, wasn't it? When they first changed it, the passive.
Yeah, I just don't think it was strong enough early.
Yeah, they reworked it and it was really bad. And OD's win rate was absolutely abysmal. It was like 35% or something.
Just need a little bit of tweaks on some numbers, and then that's all it takes.
I think your boy Mars might be in for some buffs, potentially, Marco. You don't see this hero anymore.
Yeah.
So Mars could be in.
I want Mars and Anti-Mage riding high.
Anti-Mage.
Yeah, man.
A little bit slightly scared of Terrorblade getting buffs. I can't really be bothered with that.
I mean, it's going to be the classic. If you want MMR, just learn to play one of the new heroes as soon as they come out and ride that shit. Because there's probably never been a hero in the history of Dota that has been implemented and been underpowered.
Yeah.
There's just no reason for them to do that.
Every hero is broke when it comes
I think the very first Pango was a little underwhelming, and then they buffed it.
Too much.
And then
I can't remember.
And then it just became very strong after that. It might have been because it was just overshadowed by Dark Willow, because Dark Willow is giga broken.
Yeah, Dark Willow was really broken at the start.
But it holds that like every hero is super broken at the start, and
Grimstroke was so OP when he came out.
He got nerfed for like 6 or 7 patches in a row.
I was actually so insane how good Grimstroke was when he came out. You couldn't be right clicked with Inkswell. Like, what?
I know, you're like ghost formed, so it had defensive utility.
And it gave a huge move speed buff. A huge move speed buff. And they couldn't be right clicked. It's like
stunned forever.
Yeah. Wow. Cool hero. Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, to be fair, the real advice is don't even bother reading Outlanders. Just play Lycan. I mean, one thing I can say confidently is no matter what happens, Lycan will still have a 55% or above win rate. I'm pretty confident of that, and Visage will also be about 55% because some things never change.
But Visage will be like 0.1% pick rate or something.
Yeah, I mean, Lycan's win rate's not even that bad right now. 5.7. In Divine Plus. That's pretty good. That's more than Meepo. You think of Meepo as a pub scourge. Lycan's got a high pick rate, so there you go. Higher than Omni Knight.
Ah, that's harsh on Omni.
I feel like that's pretty much all we need to cover in this app. I mean, it's kind of just like a waiting room episode for Outlanders. Marco missed what I was saying at the start, which is that we'll have to see what day the patch actually drops, because it could be Sunday, in which case, fingers crossed, we'll do a patch review pod or something. No guarantees, but that's potentially on the cards.
Is Sunday the final day of the tournament?
Yes. Okay. So if they release it straight away post-tournament, then that will be good, I suppose.
Oh yeah, because China's ahead of us.
Yeah, so if it does come out, it will come out like mid-afternoon.
That's cool.
If they do it straight after the tournament. I don't know how that will play out. Hopefully we don't get Valve timed again or something and it comes out midweek or something.
On Thursday.
Yeah, that would be a joke, actually. I'd hate that. Although they've got a decent precedent of releasing it straight away after the end of the tournament now. So, yeah, we'll just have to watch that space, I suppose. But yeah, until then, how many sleeps is it? What? 3 sleeps into Outlanders?
3 or 4 sleeps?
Yeah, 3 sleeps to Outlanders, pop.
Another thing to add to the list of desperation is True Sight.
Yeah, True Sight when? Well, that's when the Outlanders wears off. We need the next thing to complain and anticipate.
In this time of year that you would get the True Sight, but it was last year that they pushed it to January. This year, you don't really think about it because Outlanders is all the hype. But another Christmas treat would be True Sight.
Yes, I certainly want a trailer soon.
Yeah, the trailers are hype.
Good. Yeah, and also it's a good one this year because it's 2 Western teams. It's quite exciting. Although OG doing it again, obviously, is kind of a bit meh. Yeah, but it'll be interesting. Yeah, and also it'll be interesting to see. I'm interested to see how Team Liquid and OG react to the games 2 and 3 where Liquid just get absolutely slapped. Because that's kind of grim. Like, what's Kuroki say after game 3 when they've just been slapped 2 games in a row by just getting run at, like dived tier 3s like 10 minutes in? I don't know. I'll be interested to see. And also how OG react to game 1 where Anna doesn't buy back until Thrones exploded. So they'll both be interesting. Be interesting. I hope we get some in-game from that because you must imagine that OG have all agreed that Anna should hold buyback. It's not like the rest of the team's going to be like, oh man, buy back, and Anna's like, no. It's obviously a team thing that they decide, I suppose. I don't know. It'll inevitably be frustrating, and like we won't get any of that. They'll just show like random footage, whatever. But we'll see. But yeah, until Outlanders, that's EP 63. Fingers crossed that Ice Frog has some nice treats in store for us on Sunday. And until then, bye.
Ciao.